Hey, are you thinking about moving to Lake Las Vegas here in Henderson, Nevada? But you kind of want to know the good and the bad, the pros and the cons, before you do decide? Well, stick around for this video. In this video, I'm going to cover the many pros about living in the Lake Las Vegas area, but also cover some of the not so good things and things that I would like you to be aware of just in case you do decide to purchase a property and move over to the Lake Las Vegas community. And we're going to start right now. Hey, if you're new to the channel, first of all I want to say welcome. Also, if you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in the Las Vegas area, please go ahead and subscribe. Tap on the bell for notifications and you'll be amongst the first to know about the local market conditions here in Las Vegas. My name is Peter and I get calls and emails all the time from people just like you who are looking to move to Las Vegas. I absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, please get in touch. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. We can even jump on a Zoom and you can book that on the link below. And I'd love to help you make a smooth move to the Las Vegas area. It's what I enjoy doing. I personally have gone through relocation to the area, so I know what it's like going through the planning and research all the way through to moving day. So I'd love to give you a hand and make it as easy as possible for you. So we're talking about the pros and cons of living in Lake Las Vegas today. Lake Las Vegas is an amazing community and it has so many amenities and some great options, but there are also some drawbacks of living in the area as well. So I hope by watching this video you have a better idea of what it could be like to live in that area. But of course, if you have any other questions, you can always pop them in the comments below, or you can reach out to me and I'd love to help you out with those as well. So let's start with the pros. The first pro for me, I think, of Lake Las Vegas and living in the Lake Las Vegas area would be it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I mean, right from when you turn into Lake Las Vegas and you're greeted by these huge waterfalls, and I'm a sucker for water and the sound of water. So for me, I love the waterfalls as I turn in. And then as you drive in deeper, you've got some golf courses, you got tennis courts, you got lots of greenery. And of course, you have the lake, which is the masterpiece in the middle. All the streets are tree lined as well, so it's just a real beautiful, gorgeous community. Because it's a HOA community as well, it's really well looked after, the landscaping is really well maintained, and it's just so peaceful just to drive through. You know, I sort of feel relaxed as soon as I turn into the Lake Las Vegas area, and I love showing clients homes in that area because it just feels so beautiful. So many great views as well. You know, you got views of the strip, you got views of the mountains, you got golf course views. Wherever you are located in that area, from your yard or from your front, you're going to have some amazing views as well. So that's definitely one of the best and one of the first pros that I would mention. The next pro that I would like to mention, and this applies to Henderson as a whole, and Henderson is a large city in Nevada, but Lake Las Vegas is actually located within Henderson, and that's safety. Henderson is regularly voted as the second or third safest largest city in the US, depending on which outlet you go to. Forbes has it down as second, Money Geek has it down as third, but either way that's still amazing. And Lake Las Vegas being part of Henderson is covered by those stats. It was a big reason me and my family decided to locate in Henderson because we wanted to be somewhere safe, having a young family. So it was reassuring to know that we were living in an area that is regularly voted amongst the top places in the country to live for safety. But it's no surprise, you know, you see the Henderson Police Department are always out engaging with the community. They're always putting on community events, and you know, you do have that sense of safety from living here as well as with what you read on the reports. So it's definitely safe. Separate from that, Lake Las Vegas is a bit away from the action, and because of that it's a lot more quieter. Many of the communities are also gated or guard gated, which adds to the security layer as well. So all in all, I think if you're looking for somewhere safe, secure, peaceful, definitely Lake Las Vegas could be the one for you. The next pro to consider, and this was something that I hadn't actually thought of before really, but it only came about from a conversation with a client, and he was looking to purchase a property in Lake Las Vegas, and he was like, Peter, I want to be close to a hospital. You know, I'm healthy now, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. and I want to make sure that should something happen, I want to be close enough to a hospital. So living in Lake Las Vegas, you're going to be roughly around 10-15 minutes away from a major hospital, and that's Henderson Hospital. Henderson Hospital is relatively new as well, but it is a major hospital within the Las Vegas area. So if that's something that you are thinking about and is a concern for you, definitely consider living in Lake Las Vegas. The one time I've had to go to a hospital over here was when I had kidney stones from not drinking enough water when I first moved over to Las Vegas and hit the summertime and not being used to rehydrating as much as I should have done. I had kidney stones, and I was thankful then for being close to a hospital because it was such an unpleasant experience. But again, it's not something that I would have normally considered, but I'm also happy to know that I do live quite close to Henderson Hospital as well. So as I said, if that's a factor for you, check out Lake Las Vegas. The next positive and the next pro about living in the Lake Las Vegas community is the community events. One of the big ones is the 4th of July or Independence Day fireworks, and they are probably, apart from the Strip, one of the best fireworks displays that you have in the area. It looks gorgeous when the fireworks are glistening off the lake, and it's so beautiful just seeing the reflections of all the colours. My kids absolutely love it. Also, you have paddleboard yoga, which is an experience, let me tell you. You have different community events that go on with different brunches. And then, of course, you have the regulars like holidays and Halloween and everything in between as well. So check out some of the events on the calendar and you'll be able to see what's coming up. But for me, the big one, the big event that keeps me going back year after year is definitely the fireworks, because it's something special about fireworks over a lake. It's, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think it's beautiful. The final pro, and it would have been one of the reasons I considered moving to Lake Las Vegas, is it is an outdoor lover's paradise. Let me tell you, if you love the outdoors and being outdoors and being active, you're going to love living in Lake Las Vegas. There's just so much to do. You've got the lake and everything there is to do on the lake. So you can hire out an electric boat, you can hire out a yacht, you can have a kayak, a flyboard, a paddleboard, an electric surfboard. You can do the water obstacle course, which I believe is called Aqua Park, if my memory serves me correctly. And as I said, there's just so much fun to be had on the lake alone. Away from the lake, but still within the community, you have 2 golf courses. You have one public, one private. I can only speak for the public course as I haven't played the private one, but the public course is challenging. I played it in the rain, so that probably added to the challenge as well. But it certainly tested my skills. Great fun on that course though, and some amazing views. You also have tennis courts within the community, which is always great to play. And as I mentioned already, the streets are tree lined mostly, so if you're going for a walk, those are beautiful trees, keeps you shaded from the sun, and it's just really relaxing. So if you love the outdoors, you will love Lake Las Vegas. So that was the positives. But before you decide, yes, I want to move to Lake Las Vegas, let's make it happen, let's just cover some of the not so positives and see where you lie with those. For you, there might not be big deals, or they could be turned into positives for you as well. But I just want to go over them just so you are fully aware. And, you know, if I have missed anything out, or there is, as I said, something else you want to know more about, please let me know in the comments or reach out to me, and I'd love to answer any of your questions. The first con I would mention is the location. I already sort of touched on it briefly there at the start, but Lake Las Vegas is located away from the main action. You've probably got about a 30-minute drive to get back to the Strip, maybe around a 15-minute drive to get to the main parts of Henderson and all the shopping and dining options that offers as well. Now, for some people, that's a positive. Being that far away from everything that's going on and being so peaceful is probably what you're looking for. But if you want to be a little bit closer to all the main things that living in Las Vegas has to offer, then maybe, you know, it's not going to be the area for you. Also, depending on where you are located within the Lake Las Vegas community, you could be adding an extra 10-15 minutes on top of that as well. So just bear that in mind. The next con to mention would be the HOA, Homeowners Association. Living in Lake Las Vegas, you are going to be living in a HOA community. And obviously they have fees and also rules on what you can and can't do. So definitely when you are thinking about purchasing, check out what the HOA demands from you. Just as a rough estimate, if we're talking fees, everybody within Lake Las Vegas will have a $400 per quarter HOA fee. And then depending on where you live and if it's gated or guard gated, you could be paying an extra $150 per month or $925 per quarter. It all varies depending on where you're living within the community, but there will be extra fees. But the bare minimum is $400 per quarter. And as I said, there will be rules and regulations about what you can and can't do with your property. So I'd say definitely check that out before you do decide to move to Lake Las Vegas, because it could restrict some of your plans with the property. As I said though, I can see the positives and not so positives with HOAs, and some of the positives, they do look after the communities that they serve really well, and all the maintenance and all of the landscaping is beautiful. So I can see the benefits, but also just want you to be aware of the things that are not such a benefit. And then the final con that I would mention would be the weather. Living in Lake Las Vegas, it's going to be roughly around 5 to 7 degrees hotter than the rest of the Las Vegas area. You will feel it in the summer. It definitely gets a lot hotter. Sometimes I've drove from my house in Henderson in the Green Valley area to Lake Las Vegas, and I've seen my temperature gauge in my car go up 2, 3, 4 degrees. So it definitely is hotter, and you do feel the difference. You know, if you're looking for somewhere cooler, maybe Summerlin, which is going to be 5 degrees cooler than the rest of Las Vegas. So that's probably a 7 or 8 degree swing between Summerlin and Lake Las Vegas. Obviously, there's a lot to do within Lake Las Vegas outdoors, and in the summer when it's extra hot, it might be difficult to enjoy those. But those 3 months are when it's going to be the hottest. Outside of that, you've got 9 months of real perfect weather, really. The winter, when it does get cooler in the rest of the valley, you don't feel it so much. It still is a little bit warmer in Lake Las Vegas then as well. But if temperature and being too hot and that isn't going to be something that you enjoy, maybe have a look at other parts of the valley. As I said, Summerlin, or some of the parts of Henderson that are a little bit higher elevated, like Anthem Highlands, Inspirada even. So maybe check out those areas as well. For me, it'll be one of the things that I'd probably not want to move there for, although it's still hot where I'm living, but definitely something to be aware of. And that's it, guys. That is my pros and cons of living in Lake Las Vegas. Now, if you live in Lake Las Vegas or you've lived there before and you feel I've missed something out that either you would have liked to have known or you would like someone else to know before they move to the area, please pop that in the comments below. That way you don't just help me, but you help anyone who might be watching this video considering moving to the area. Also, if you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer about Lake Las Vegas or the Las Vegas area in general, please reach out to me and I'd love to help you out with those. I just want to say I appreciate all of your support, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. I also want to say a big thank you to everybody who's already reached out to me and the clients that I'm already working with. I appreciate you trusting me with the process. Just as a reminder, if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, please get in touch. You can give me a call, send me a text, write me an email. We can also jump on a Zoom on the link down below. And I really would love to help you make a smooth move over to this area. I'd love to make it as easy as possible, stress-free as possible, and hopefully learn from some of the hurdles I had. But until the next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. You take care. Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Lake Las Vegas here in Nevada? That's amazing. But you kind of want to know the good and the bad, the pros and the cons before you do the Lake Las Vegas here in Henderson, Nevada. Amazing. Stick around for this video. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, I want to start off by saying welcome. If you want to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in the Lake Las Vegas